Kia ora e te whānau. So I'm just on a break at the moment, and we've got some students, some tauira in breakout rooms, going over some of their goals, some of their whāinga for the year ahead as they prepare for their Te Reo Māori journey. This is being led by one of my dear friends and kaiako Pānea Elmsley, and at the moment we're just in breakout rooms as they're discussing their focus, their goals, their whāinga, and how they're going to stay in the waka. And so with this time that I have in between, because everyone's sorted back there, I wanted to take some time out to make a video and go over again the power of connection and the model or framework that I've created to point back to when people want to understand what is it that I am actually trying to get across in the world. And this is to help people understand the power of connection to ourselves, to therefore to other people, and therefore to the quality of our life. How do we impact, influence, change the quality of our life? And that comes back to looking at the quality of connection that we have with others in our world, and then ultimately it comes right back to the knuckle, to the core of the quality of connection that we have with ourselves. So everything starts with self. So the connection to self is the first and most important piece of the puzzle. The quality in which we can connect to ourselves, the depth in which we can connect to ourselves, influences the connection that we have with others. The connection that we have to others are our relationships, and our relationships can either be quite taxing and require a lot of our energy, or they can be harmonious and require less of our energy, because both parties are responsible for their emotions, their own needs, and are able to let other people know where they stand, and therefore relationships require less energy. And then when we're giving out less energy to our relationships, because there's that self-responsibility happening, and it's healthy, it's humming, it's harmonious, then we've got more energy to give to life, to the connection that we have with life. And as I've spoken about previously, my version or my belief is that we've come into this life to play, to build, and to create the life that we desire. There's just some stuff that we need to look at if we're not living the life that we truly do want, and there's stuff to let go of, and places within ourselves to connect back to. And this is the power of connection, is understanding that the connection we have to ourselves influences and determines the connections that we'll have with other people. And the connections that we have with other people can either be, hindering in terms of energy, or harmonious in terms of energy. Makes it easier. And in order to create easeful relationships, we've got to come back to self. So what I want to talk about next is, what is connection to self? What does that involve? So I'm going to go a little bit deeper in this video. Connection to self is how we communicate with ourselves, how we listen, how we understand by listening to what's going on. Often we can look at our world, at our life circumstances, and draw conclusions based on our life circumstances, make up meanings based on what is happening in our life. We start to create goals, and we start to create motivation and drive based on what we're seeing in our world. The invitation is to, yes, have those kinds of focuses, and also understand that when we try and change the external world without coming into our foundations, into how we think, how we feel, our relationship to our body, to our tinana, if we don't work on those inner foundations, then we are just knocking down a current structure or building, and then rebuilding on the same foundations that built the last structure or built the last version of ourselves. So really, if there's something up with the structure of a building, we've got to look at the foundations in which it's built on. And this is the same for us. So we need to come into our foundations, which is how we think and our relationship to our thoughts, and how we speak to ourselves, our relationship to our emotions, and how we express those, or how we're not expressing our emotions, how safe we are, how safe we feel, how safe we've been taught. What is our relationship to our emotions? It's understanding this. We don't even have to get into changing it to begin with. It's just bringing a curiosity and a willingness to understand what's actually going on at the moment. And then the final one is our tinana, our vessel, our body that carries us through this world. What is our relationship to listening to our tinana and what is correct for us? Never mind what, the world, music videos, movies, other people in our lives tell us we should move, how we should move. It's about where is our relationship at with listening to how our body is communicating with us in any given moment. These are the three. This is what it means to connect to self, is to first understand where our current connection is to our thoughts, to our emotions, and to our body. And then from there, once we understand, okay, right, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm at, then it makes it easier to create a plan about how we're going to allocate our energy and our focus to improving those areas, whatever areas may need improving. So bringing that curiosity and honesty to what we, what's going on right here, right now. Honesty and curiosity is the ticket there. And then what we start to see is that our connection to self, when it strengthens, when it deepens, then we start to see changes in our relationships and our connections to others. And that's where things start to get really powerfully interesting. Let me just check the time. Yep, we've got a couple more minutes. So and I've seen this time and time again over the 7 years I've been doing this mahi, and I've worked with hundreds of people, and they will come in going, I want to change this about my life circumstance or in my relationships. Relationships they are the biggest, the most pressing matter for people, because they take up so much energy if they're not harmonious. So a lot of people, come with, hey, I need to sort out my relationship to either life or to, in my relationships. And my invitation is always that we're going to come back to self. And at first people are like, hey, because we don't know what we don't know, and it's new. And, just gently guiding people to understand the power of connection, they start to get it. And when they start to, understand their thoughts, their emotions, how their body moves in the world or would like to move in the world, and when they start making these assessments of where they're currently at, and then starting to shift the dials a little bit, what they start to notice is the changes in their relationships, the changes in their life. And so it's one of those things where, you know, you're going to have to, it's not something that I can tell you exactly at what moment it's going to happen. However, having been doing this mahi for 7 years and just seeing the consistent pattern of this happening, those that turn inwards and come home and, you know, work on those foundations are the ones that see the fruits of their labor in the external world. And that's the power of connection to self, and why it's really important for me to put a spotlight on connection, because when you can get this, you change the quality of your life. And I'm so excited to be sharing what I've learnt around this, and also producing and putting out spaces and places in which you can connect with me, to learn more about this on a deeper level. So just looking forward to the year ahead and having connection as the focus for however long it's the focus. Yeah, if you have any questions about this, or if you resonate, or you want to share anything, wherever you're seeing this video, drop in a comment. I'll be sure to answer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Ka kite.